All right, week 14. It's about to be best ball season all over, but we still got some daily slates to attack here. No more dog bowl, but we're gonna do some battle royales tonight. We're gonna just do a little preview, position by position, do a couple drafts, and yeah. What do you liking this week? I know you said you haven't looked a ton yet, but
Yeah, I think what you said to me before stream, mid-season fatigue. I think it's a good thing. Let's take 2 seconds of breath mid-season here, recoup, regenerate, strong push. We've got family friends playoffs coming up. We've got best ball playoffs coming up. We've got real team playoffs coming up and down the stretch games. This is the funnest part of the NFL season. Don't get too tired. Let's lock in. Let's get ready. Let's do this. Let's get it.
yeah, that's a great point. I feel like this is the point in the season I always feel that fatigue, and it's when all the money's on the line and you can kind of sleepwalk and feel like you have a good squad and friends and family or whatever, and then just like stop making waiver pickups, get complacent, and yeah, I got to especially with these battle royales, if everyone else is feeling fatigue, we got to take advantage of that. We got to find the angles.
Yep. So right off the bat, looking at the QBs here, I mean, Bengals, Josh Allen, that the two things that always jump out to you to Bengals are tight end. Kincaid's got the Q tag. I know I'm jumping ahead a little bit here, but when I see Josh, that's kind of what jumps. Because his wide receivers, his stack partners are brutal. But if Kincaid is back playing 60%, always a good deep tight end option, Q tag and 12 mans. Lamar. What is there to say about Lamar other than Shador Sanders has been better than him? Fantasy footballers pulled up the funny stat that Shador has been better than him over the last 3 weeks. So, I mean, do you keep dying on the hill? Like, is this that week he flips it?
Home versus Pittsburgh. Big game. They just lost against the Bengals. Division's really tight right now. I mean, you have to imagine he balls out, right? I don't know, man.
It just seems so risky when you can Bo Nix it against Raiders or Matt Stafford a pick, couple picks later. If these ADPs stink right now, but Indianapolis, Jacksonville's probably projecting to be a little shootout-y division game. Tampa Bay, New Orleans. I mean, I probably like just attacking Bucky there, but is that too cute with just Bucky? I actually love Chicago and Green Bay. I think that game's going to be nuts. Green Bay's D does not scare me whatsoever. What up, Go AZ? How's it going, man?
Your cards are in the mail, by the way. Congrats on the giveaway.
Yeah.
Should be there in the next couple days.
I hope you had a good
thanks for stopping
bowl.
by.
Yeah, I hope you had a good turkey bowl and won some money.
Yeah, we had some crazy sweats. We had a stream draft that was in first place through the entire first game. Like literally the entire first game because of Wix.
Yeah, Wix was Pimo's swap money maker.
Yeah, we were talking that morning and he liked Tesla and I liked Wix. And I was like, I don't want to miss out on both. So I bet Tesla to score a touchdown. So it kind of worked out both ways. But yeah, there was one point in my account, I had over $40,000 during the first window. And then I ended up by the end of it only profiting like $100. So it was pretty sad. But it was because you really didn't need 2 running backs on that slate. And I did build some 3 wide receiver teams. I had a sick team in the main. And if that team had Wix, like literally my next best team had Wix, and the team that finished best had Yoshibas, 3 wide receiver build, pure nuts other than Yoshibas, I would have won the main for 30,000 by like 7 or 8 points outright.
I think a good lesson So I think the lesson we brought from last Turkey Bowl to this Turkey Bowl was we liked that deep QB, which paid off in Love. I think Mahomes was still in the top lineup, but Mahomes still got you, or Love was definitely getting you cash lineups like across the board. But I think the next, so that besides that low owned deep QB and with a pretty good matchup, we got to think in like a high prime time slate nowadays. Like they're not just going to like run the ball anymore. And that was so packed with just like great teams. Like we should have known they were just going to air it out and like it was going to be like a wide receiver week. And that's one thing I think I was a little frustrated with coming out of this year's Turkey Bowl with. I was more on that script of like it's just going to be like a high flying week. And we knew it was going to be like action packed with great teams. I just wish I like leaned more into that script with my lineups.
Yeah. And I really like Derrick Henry and Javonte as the two running backs you needed. It just wasn't enough. Go Easy Court said T-Day not so much, but had some strong teams for Sunday slate that fell short. Yeah, I was kind of the opposite. I had a much stronger Turkey Day than Sunday, but this lineup, I had so much Wicks, and this lineup just had Yoshi Voss instead at 19%. He still did fine. And it hurts because this 117.5 points, the top lineup did 125 for 30K. So that's a 8-point difference. And then if you look at my second best lineup, it had Wicks. So if I could have just got that 1v1, I win all the money. But it's easier said than done. And this lineup makes a lot of sense, right? I got Mahomes double stack, Rice and Kelsey.
Yeah.
Got the mini correlation with Henry and Yoshi Voss, and then a one-off JMO.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then what was the other one? This wasn't even the one we were sweating, though. This was the one we were sweating ended up winning $12. This was in first place for 30K after the end of the first game. This team. It was just Musgrave really killed it, and Gibbs just didn't hit a ceiling.
Yeah, and we need a little more from Gibbs. Really didn't pay off by any means. He crushed every lineup he was in basically because of just like your overall build with him.
I really thought I was gonna. I remember the agreement was these would be my lineups, but I would tip you out handsomely if it did well. And I can still Venmo you like $1 if you want. But my plan was like if this thing ships for 30K, like if somehow Musgrave gets a touchdown or something, this thing has a real shot. Like I was probably gonna Venmo you like 5,000.
We have so many cool screenshots of you in the big money at that point.
It was a fun sweat. Like I knew it really had no chance because Musgrave wasn't doing anything. But I thought in the back of my head, I was like, maybe this one doesn't have a chance. But I knew I had a good amount of Wicks. Not just in this contest, but in a bunch. Like when he scored that second touchdown, every contest lit up green.
Yeah.
Main one 30,000, another one 2,000, another one 1,500, another one 600. It was like I was like, I have to at least make like some like good profit. And then the other games just all went nuke.
And they're so concentrated too. Like if Wicks and JMO were the top two wide receivers, your lineup might get home. But I don't know. Kelsey also kind of did like enough to screw all the other tight ends. But like Likely was actually kind of there. But then that really wouldn't. You would have had to go like Wicks Likely, which is like just so insanely gross. But
yeah, it is what it is. We're on to the next slate. No more fatigue. I like your sentiment that we just got to finish strong. It's easy to feel a little like lethargic. Last week was a really gross, low scoring slate on Sunday, but about to have best ball playoffs. We got this slate looks a lot better just from a running back standpoint.
Yeah. What are you seeing from the running backs? Or do you want to touch on any of the other QBs?
Let's finish up on QB. We don't need to talk about the top, let's say 6, because they're going to get drafted a majority of the contests. I would say let's take a peek at some scroll options.
Yeah, I guess Jaden Q-Tag's pretty interesting. Gives you some swapability. And also semi-decent matchup with Minnesota. They should have the ball a lot. It could be kind of a crazy game.
Yep.
Gross, but crazy. Low total, but maybe like a nice some pieces in there that could be playable.
I don't hate Tua against the Jets. They're kind of in the hunt right now, right?
I think they're steaming back. AFC's a little tough though. I doubt they're really in it with the Bills and the Pats in their division, and then you've got like Jags at like 8-3. Colts are pretty good, but Colts have like a really tough schedule. I don't think they're dead though by any means, but they need to like win out probably. I don't hate that call. I actually was going to say though, the Jets are playing pretty good. They feel like Tyrod kind of cashed some lineups last week. I don't know. Do you think Jets can keep that momentum? I mean, Miami doesn't scare you, so.
No, it's a game I almost want to stay away from, but I don't hate the idea of. I know Tua has been gross and hasn't been scoring, but he does have these 24-point games in him, and yeah, it's just something to consider.
You know, I think people are really high on Waddle, so I actually don't hate that Tua call because if Waddle's going to ball, that's going to mean Tua hits 20 points, in my opinion, at least. But it's tough playing Tua.
J-Love, if you think that game goes off.
I still rather play Caleb, especially with cheaper AP. Jordan Love's ceiling just stinks. Caleb has like 30-point ceiling in him, so give me Caleb.
Yeah.
I know it's not like consistent, but if you're like trying to win with a, you know, you're just thinking of the ceiling guy, like, and Caleb just possesses that even over Darnold and probably Danny, like, and that's what I think I'm going to play him over Herbert in context. I know Herbert's not on the main slate, but
who's that? Caleb.
I think I'm going to play him over Herbert this week. I think.
Yeah. Green Bay's defense is good though, and Caleb plays. I would say Caleb plays his best football when he has time to throw and isn't under pressure. And if he has to play Micah Parsons on the road, that could be a disaster, in my opinion. I
just think I think they're a good team. Like after what they did to Philadelphia, I don't. Green Bay's defense doesn't scare me all that much. I know they've been good, but they haven't been like world beater defense, like world class. They give some stuff up. So I get it. It's not what you love, but
I'm almost certainly going to put money on Green Bay in this game. I don't know. Like, I just feel like
Green Bay's 6.5-point favorites still. So it's not
okay. Like, I haven't looked. I'm just. I don't love Caleb as much as you do, but I can see the vision.
They're going to be playing from behind. He's going to need a push. I don't think they're going to be able to run Monangai and Swift 40 times. Yeah.
Yeah, I think T-Law will project pretty well with ETR. Home matchup. It's a game that matters. Indianapolis, you can score points against them. They're not. I think Sauce is hurt, right? He's out.
Yeah,
he should be out for this game.
Sauce should be out, I would expect. They don't scare you. Myers is playing well. BTJ's back now with another week of health. I think Parker Washington got hurt, though, which condenses his target. Strange is back. I don't know. T-Law's Mr. Like, you're not counting on him. He plays well. You're counting on him. He burns you. So I always struggle with the T-Law click.
Oh shoot! Yeah, you're going to the Dog Bowl. When do you leave? That's so exciting. Yeah, don't let us influence you, because you should definitely go in with a fresh mind. But yeah, I mean, we're just doing some scrolling, looking at what's there. I think T-Law is a great shout, especially with Sauce out. And then let's see. Other than that, yeah, Darnold. I know he's been playing terribly, but he just hasn't been pushed. He just he played Tennessee, wasn't pushed. Rams is a tough defense. That Cardinals game was over in the first 5 minutes. Went off against the Skins. Yeah, this Brosmer matchup, just Brosmer, whatever, was just over immediately. So if we can get a Sam Darnold pushed game, if Bijan could score a quick one, I don't know. I think he's still got some upside. I'm not giving up on him. Other than that, yeah, it's kind of gross down here.
It is. Danny's Dimes' mobility is like kind of hurting, so don't love Dimes as much.
Go Easy Cards goes to the Dog Bowl on Friday. Yeah, that's so exciting.
Hell yeah.
200K to first place, right? Yeah, it's so sick.
Is that? I wonder. I wish I could see like they had the leader. Do they have the leaderboard posted somewhere?
They will have a leaderboard for them during the live sweat at whatever bar they rent, I believe.
Yeah.
And hopefully someone there does some kind of live broadcast.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. Like if Pete could find a way to live stream it, I don't know. I feel like last year I was somehow sweating it.
Mm-hmm. I would love to sweat that. It'd be so sweet watching everybody.
Especially like after this season with us being in the streets and getting to know like a bunch of the people who grind it and won seats. Like majority of the people that are competing aren't, unknown people. You know what I mean? Like, like you'll recognize most of the people.
What do you think about Joe Burrow? Buffalo's defense is pretty stinky. Like Burrow needs to have a legacy game against Allen. Like just two QBs battling it out. Maybe you want Allen, but Burrow at a cheaper cost might be just like a cheaper Allen. So
I don't hate that. We didn't get that big Jamar Chase nuke. 14 targets though, so.
He's a Q tag that you can take with him. I just think they're fighting for their lives. Like Burrow's got to come out, sling it. They've got to play with all guns a-blazing. And like Buffalo's like kind of sitting okay. They can like kind of afford to drop one, whereas like Bengals can't really afford to drop one. So just from like an NFL like,
you know, no, I like that shout.
Picture.
14. This is the most underwhelming 14.5 points. Just in terms of looking at the box score, 14 targets. It seems like he would have had such a bigger day.
Derrick Henry in Turkey Bowl was like the best first round pick. He was like kind of the most hated.
It's not even that he scored the most. It's just the way the slate broke. You could have also just had Javonte Williams 1 RB teams. You just never would have really got there. I guess you could have if you took Rashee, CeeDee, Javonte, Mahomes, Kelsey, but that would have been like
CeeDee got you home. I think you needed Rashee, JMO, and Wicks was like ideal.
I think
go click go to it.
I think the winner did have CeeDee, no? So they went.
Oh yeah, you're right.
But my lineup would have scored more because I had more running back points. And I also had JMO instead of CeeDee, right?
You might not have been able to get Mahomes. You might have had to take like Love on a team like that.
I did have Mahomes. The only difference, I just didn't get to the swap because I didn't. If I took Matthew Golden on this team or Jaden Reed,
you win.
Which I did a bunch.
You win legitimately.
I legitimately win by like 7-8 points.
Yeah.
Because think about it, 117, it would have got Wick scored. I don't know. I hate doing this, but
no, you definitely would have won. That's the best line. That's the best at every position there, except Iosovas.
Yoshibas. Yeah. 133.14. In first place was 135. So yeah, I would have won the contest by 8 points.
Yeah.
And this was like the same idea, this lineup. It's another Mahomes double stack with Wicks. Sometimes it's just like a matter of getting the combos to come together.
For sure.
Like I had the right plays. It's not like Yoshivas was a bad last round click either. He scored a touchdown. All right. Well, let's move on to some
Let's
running
go to
backs.
RB.
Wicks was so low owned, you could have survived. 3 wide receivers, what you needed. Yeah, he was so low owned, like less than 1%, which is crazy. I guess most people tried to swap to Dobbs, assuming Watson was drafted.
Nobody liked Love in the turn.
I just don't think enough people were clicking Jaden Reed and Matthew Golden, so
Mm-hmm.
that was kind of like a dog bowl thing. I don't think I would have been doing it really if I wasn't doing a bunch of dog bowls this year. Let's see. Don't need to talk about the chalk.
Yeah.
Tell me when to stop chalk.
I think you can include Bucky. I'd probably say Judkins, Brown, maybe area. Yeah.
Judkins against Tennessee, yeah. Brown against Buffalo. Brees Hall always projects well.
Mm-hmm. Dude, they're playing good. Brees is playing good. So, but it's just like the Jets to let you down now. But I think they need to trend up. You know, they need to play. Dobbins is Dunsky.
Yeah, so let me clear this. So we got
Blake Corum's actually an interesting one. I think Kyron played the game and finished it out, but it's might be a little deep. But
Jordan Mason. I mean, I guess you would just click Aaron Jones and swap, but
is he Q tag or Aaron Jones?
He's just Q tag. So you'd probably click him and swap, but
yeah.
Good matchup at home against Washington.
I like that. I like that a lot.
More of a 12-man play, I guess, but
Ken's so due for a breakout.
Kenneth Walker?
Yeah.
He cost me 50,000 week 1.
I know it didn't happen in the Minnesota game, and Sharps actually kind of played decent, but I think they're going to give him another shot for it, and I think he can produce it against Atlanta. I think people are just a week early on it.
Yeah, I don't hate that shout either. Let's see. RJ Harvey, he's not chalk this week, but nothing changed. Dobbins is still out, and the Raiders are terrible. So I don't hate that. You said Corum?
Yeah. Kyron had an ankle thing, but he ended up finishing the game. Yeah, he says ankle's feeling good, so he's probably all right. But maybe that just means you don't play either of them, to be honest. But it's a nice matchup against Arizona, so.
I'm not doing this to myself. Get Genty off this list.
Yeah, no way. Genty and the dog. Genty would be such a tough click, but you can run on Denver, I'll say. That's kind of how you attack them, but I just don't think Las Vegas. And they actually did play them tough. Vegas did. First time. It was a short week, I think.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I got nothing to play for at this point. Let's see. Jalen Warren. He just doesn't have a ceiling.
Doesn't have the ceiling. The offense isn't efficient enough. His snap percentage isn't high enough right now. They're not getting to the goal line enough. It's just a little bit of all of that. Otherwise, he's been really good, but
Dobbins had a foot thing and finished the game, just saying.
Totally think
that's a good point.
Bucky, same thing. Finished that game too and ended up missing 8 weeks. So just something to think about. Could swell.
Yeah, maybe we'll run a 12-man and we'll take a last round Corum. Just
Yeah, Arizona's just so smashed. And Corum's been playing a lot regardless. So
man. Yeah, Warren is the definition of a floor running back. He'll get you a nice 7 to 15, but
he's kind of like the Jordan Love of running backs this year. He's playing really good at times and in real life and making kind of all the metrics are there, but it's the system and everything that's around him and how things are going just kind of limits his total ceiling capacity.
Exactly. I still like ETN, I think. Still got more carries.
I mean,
I don't know.
that's not a terrible like guessing of a flip. What did Tootin get? Like, it's kind of a hard bet. You're betting that like the flip like kind of happens, but like, better to be a week early in the pick than a week late. So,
yo, what's up, Dan? Thanks for stopping by, man. Good luck in the dog bowl this week. You got 3 entries, right? Yeah, that's sick, dude.
yeah.
Appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, we're just doing a little late breakdown, position by position right now. We started the stream last year, doing more friends and family stuff, kind of just like game previews and start sit stuff. But the draft streets are just way more fun, and we both got into the dog bowl for the first time this year. Didn't qualify, but we learned a ton and had some close calls. That week you got 2 entries. That was my best week. I got a 10th place that week. Had what was that week? Yeah, it was the Josh Allen week. And I had him stacked with James Cook and Kareem Hunt as my RB2. And then it was DK Metcalf that only put up 7. But yeah, sick lineups that week, man. We're wishing you the best. And we got Go Easy cards in the chat too. I don't know if you guys have met before, but I'm sure you guys will meet this weekend. And yeah, we're hoping someone does some live stream content. Because we want to sweat it. We want to see how you guys are doing. Yeah, man, appreciate that. Thanks for stopping by, and we're just wrapping up the running backs here. Anything else you see here?
I don't know if I can get much deeper than Corum and Tootin for underdog purposes.
Right. Funny that the person wearing a Seattle Lynch jersey is calling out a Walker breakout game. He's actually a Commanders fan. I guess how long ago was that? Like 10 years ago, had Marshawn Lynch on his fantasy team and
won. Yeah, I've dominated Pimo in the season long. We went to college together, so we've been playing fantasy against each other since college. And Lynch is just my favorite player, but I'm actually a Commanders Redskins fan. But I actually wanted Walker a lot this year because I was like, maybe I'll get that Seattle running back. But it was always a Pete Carroll thing. He always just like featured a guy, even when it was like Thomas Rawls and Christine Michael or some deeper names. When like Lynch would go down, or I think after he kind of left a bit, but I was always just on the Seattle running back in fantasy, and like I had like Frank Gore, Cam Newton, rookie year, but not to get too deep into the season long stuff. Let's check out some wide receivers this week.
Yep.
What do you think? Egbuka bounce back?
I saw that Mike Evans might practice. Okay, he's already ruled out. But that can change on Underdog because they had Burrow out 1 week and then he changed to questionable and then he was out.
I would bet he like practices this week and maybe plays next week. I'd be surprised if they rushed him back. I think they're pretty. I mean, I guess the Panthers are fighting hard for the division, but Bucks are kind of in control.
I think it'd be crazy if he came back. I guess Godwin's playing. He had a decent week.
He just kind of had that one catch up the sideline that was like a broken play a bit. It's still been pretty ugly for Godwin. I think the Q tags are pretty interesting with London and Higgins. Waddle's a great matchup against the Jets. You get a Justin Jefferson. Is this like the bounce back week for like Justin Jefferson and Egbuka? Myers has really been trending up really well. I mean, Washington's like as juicy as it gets, man.
Do you trust JJ McCarthy in any capacity, though?
You mean 9? I trust 9. I don't trust JJ. Dude, this could be the JJ week, though. This could be the JJ to JJ week. Just like 20 targets to JJ. Just JJ to JJ 20 times. This could be it. This could be it, dude.
I don't think so. Let's I actually don't hate Olave and Shuck. Shuck had a pretty nice week last week, 18 points. I actually did it once in a 6-man. I saw Awin did it in a 12-man and got home. Let's see. I only did one. Yeah, he did Shuck to Olave. No bring back. Did the double Atlanta secondary team stack. Kamani. So he had the nuts at running back. It just goes to show that quarterback matters so little.
In like every format of fantasy football. It takes so much to overcome drafting early as a QB. They need to like really hit their ceiling, and you've got to kind of have meh weeks at other positions to win. It's a tough combo.
Yep. Because I'm sure no one else had Shuck that was in the top 10. Brissett, Allen. So I don't hate that this week against Tampa Bay. You got Devonta Adams. I mean, we won't talk about any of the chalk. Here's a couple Q tags worth mentioning. Chance to play week 14 for Drake London. Tough defense, though. And then T. Higgins. We were just talking about we like Joe Burrow, so he might be a nice Q tag to play.
Yeah, I probably like him more than London just from a matchup base. Atlanta, Seattle could get ugly. There's just a little more risk in that game, although you're definitely thinking Atlanta's trailing, which could be a good thing for London. Could get you home in garbage.
Yeah, I just don't really trust Kirk.
Same. Like, it's like you'd rather skip out on the London Q tag there, take a cheaper, either take the cheaper T or even get into the Waddles, Myers. I was going to say with Sutton, I start to get worried because it seems like they're just like not targeting anybody specifically on Denver anymore. It's just kind of like limiting their ceiling. Like I'd much rather play like 80 Mitchell, or like if Marv is out, then Michael Wilson's a decent play because he could get Emmanuel Forbes matchup. I'd rather play all those guys below Sutton rather than Sutton.
There's a lot. I mean, it goes deep. It's lucky the Dog Bowl is this week and not last week, because last week was just so gross. You can make an argument for a lot of these guys down here. Well, Christian Watson, Zay Flowers is the wide receiver one on his team, even though he hasn't been playing great. Michael Wilson's been getting a lot of targets.
I think if you're believing in Lamar or Zay, you're like kind of believing maybe the Baltimore breaks out, or do you think like you just want like one off because like they just can't, they don't have that ceiling from Baltimore?
I've been chasing that Zay ceiling all season, and it just hasn't been there.
Yeah. So, I mean, I traded for him in a dynasty league before the season, so I was really high on him, and it's been just a weird year for them. Yeah, I don't know. I've had Sutton in season long, So I've watched Sutton pretty closely, and it's been pretty ugly. I mean, he didn't get his first target in that Washington game until like the last drive of the second quarter. And then he got a touchdown like on that same drive. So he ended up like finishing his half like okay. He had like 2 for, I'm gonna say it was like 23 and a tutty. So half point PPR was like 9 points. And then the game ended up kind of going long. Washington played them tough and kind of kept them in there. So, he ended up like kind of producing a pretty decent line for like 15 or 16 points. I just think you want like a higher ceiling. Like, I just think there's a ton of players that can like take that ceiling away from Sutton. They just haven't been targeting him as highly.
Yeah, I guess you worry about game script on him too and all that.
Yeah. What did they?
No real discount on London ADP, and still the downside risk of him not playing makes it tough for me. Yeah, I'm surprised he's this expensive even in the 6-mans.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the 12-mans.
There was a point in how the Q tags work. At least the earlier the Q tag you take, you get first priority. So if it's a heavy Q tag week, I would say maybe that becomes a little bit more of a better play, but it seems like only him and T are Q tags. I don't think there's a ton of Q tags at the RB position. So yeah, it just feels like a little expense. I guess Aaron Jones is one, and then Jaden's another Q. So I would say that's the only like benefit of like an early Q tag is you get like first priority. I guess there's maybe a decent amount, but not necessarily a wide out.
Yeah, you just wish, like you said, you got a little bit more of a discount. Then Go Easy Car said you like Chicago versus Green Bay. Rank those wide receivers. It's crazy. I saw something today on Twitter that John Mechie has a higher pick'em for yards than Rome Odunze. Did you see that?
Yeah, I would almost say like naked QBs are like probably my favorite play in like an underdog slate. I think Burden led all receivers and targets and yards against the Eagles. I mean, Burden looks good, but his like depth to targets like kind of weak at times if they're not running those like gadgety deep plays for Burden. Yeah, you probably actually. I mean, that's true. There's a few Q tags on the Green Bay side here that are interesting. I mean, you can even add Wicks into the mix here if like Reed's still a week away.
Yeah, I would click these guys though and swap.
I think Golden's out of favor. Yeah, a bit. Dobbs has just been like trending down a bit, but I don't know. Chicago's DBs I think are getting a little healthier, but they're not. I don't think they're fully back. Tyreek and Kyler Gordon you'd have to check on that. Yeah, the wide receiver plays are just pretty gross. Chicago plays 2 tight ends with Kmet and Loveland right now. It's also pretty gross. And then Green Bay's tight ends are just also insanely gross. So pass catchers are just really, really tough in this game. But I could see just Caleb having – I like Caleb to still be able to produce in this game against a tough defense. I think this is like his level of maturity. If like they're going to keep going up like this, you could bet that like, I think Pimo's kind of on the bet that Green Bay like squashes them a bit. So you're kind of betting that like they kind of take a step back in their trajectory. But I think they're just playing good football. I think Ben Johnson has them off balance. I don't know. They might still stick to the run, which worries me a little bit on the Bear side. But if I had to pick a wide receiver out of this game, it's probably Christian Watson, just because he has that bomb potential. You don't need the vol. You're not counting on volume of any of the pass catchers. So who has best depth of target and pretty decent touchdown equity? It's probably Watson.
Yeah, I wonder if he'll go in every draft, because if he doesn't, then you can just click Jaden Reed and swap. But I don't even know if you'd want Jaden Reed over him at this point. So
yeah,
it's a toss up between these two. I don't mind the regression to the mean play on Rome. He was running really hot early. Now he's been running really cold. Still been getting the targets. They've just been running a lot. Maybe this is a game where they get pushed a little bit more. and they need to lean on him a bit. I don't know. I think this is how I would rank it. And then, like, you can make an argument like for Watson over Odunze, but I think I still like Rome over Watson.
Yeah, I'd probably throw Dobbs over Moore too, and I'd probably even put Burden over Moore right now. Yeah, that's probably how I'd have it. Yeah, and then I'd probably even have like Wicks above Reed and Golden for this
I
game.
know. The only reason I don't is because I would click
take
Q
the
tag
Qs,
first and swap.
Fair.
And then Jets drop bombs. Love the name. Go Jets. London slides a bit. Seems like a solid pick when he dips into the 6th. Yeah, if you can get a nice value and you could just click him in the 6th, you're really not losing anything at that point, and you could just swap off him to. There's like so many good wide receiver plays, especially in the 6-mans, that I would feel super comfortable just swapping to the next best play. I think that's enough wide receiver talk for now. Quickly go through the tight ends. Did pull a chunk of money off of Underdog, but still have enough to fire a couple drafts here. Let's see. Won't talk about the chalk. It's really just those 3, and then choose your own adventure. I guess Strange is kind of emerging as a top option, but I think it's a little premature to draft him every time.
Dalton's going to be the popular Q tag. I think it was Pete was talking how Dalton's just, once you hit Dalton Kincaid, it's like every single one of these guys becomes the same. I like Gesicki down there pretty deep, especially if T's out. That's kind of a hard swap, but you're kind of making a bet that like T doesn't play, which I think is like not the best bet, but not out of the realm of possibilities. I think Otten's in play too.
I was just looking at Otten.
Who else do you like?
If London's out, Pitts is always in play. He finally had a decent week. He's been getting the targets, just hasn't really converted. Still didn't get a touchdown. If he just randomly has a 2-touchdown game, he could be the guy you need. I know that's a tough matchup, but if Kirk doesn't have a lot of time to throw, Tom Brady made a really good point on a broadcast that I never really thought about. I mean, it's something I've thought about, but it kind of put the pieces together. Remember last year, or it was this year, I was saying we should do, I think it was last year, I was saying we should do Drake May to Hunter Henry because rookies tend to lean on their tight ends. And I know he's not a rookie this year, but you kind of see that a lot. And what Tom Brady said is, which quarterback was it? He was talking about one quarterback, and he says he doesn't have a high completion percentage right now because he's only throwing to his wide receivers. But because when you throw to your wide receivers and not your tight ends, the average depth of target's like 10 yards and opposed to like 4 or 5 yards. So if it's a game where Kirk's under a lot of pressure and he just needs to get the ball out quickly, like maybe just to like, I mean, that's obviously an argument for Bijan too, but Bijan's chalk. So
yeah, no, I like that call. I just think in general, I don't think Kirk's going to want to hold on to the ball. So which is why like him and Mooney like don't really click, right? It's like, oh, London's out. Okay, Mooney's wide receiver 1, but like his play style is like not great, like suited for Kirk, which is why like Pitts' volume always kind of like amps up. So negative, good. The game script should be, pass heavy for Atlanta, which, Pitts could get you home in that realm. I like Juwan too, against Tampa Bay. He's been playing a good amount ever since Shaheed's left.
Yep. Jets drops bombs, agrees, and mentioned Pitts. Also says Strange.
Yeah.
I wonder how much Strange will get drafted at tight end for. If it'll be over under 60, 70, 80%.
I think with Parker Washington getting hurt in that game, I think people are going to like him more because I think he's going to start to he's going to have a better projection this week than a lot of other tight ends. So his ETR's projection will push him up or keep him where he is.
For sure. Andrews and Taylor. Mark Andrews is becoming a tougher click with Isaiah Likely coming on. Never love a split-headed tight end backfield, or it's not a backfield, but it's just becoming a little murkier.
I didn't watch a ton of the. I think I fell asleep in the second half of that Baltimore and Cincinnati game. I actually didn't watch a ton of that one. But if they're actually running a lot of 2 tight end sets, then it's fine to maybe play a bunch of them. I mean, Loveland and Komet are playing like 70% of the snaps each, which is okay. But I don't know. Lamar just like hasn't been all that great. Mason's interesting. He hasn't been great with Tyrod. He was more of a Justin Fields merchant.
Yep. And then Go Easy Cards asked about Waller. I actually got to some Waller last week.
It's actually hilarious. I was watching the games last week and just saw Waller catching a pass. I was like, it's like he's back. I was like, I thought he was done for the year.
Yeah, no. I actually got to some Waller in the 6-mans, but it didn't matter because I think he had a near touchdown that didn't convert, and then also all my Waller shares were tied to Tua. I played it as leverage off of Waddle, who also failed, but neither Tua or Waller got there. But I think the idea was
I like the call this week against the Jets. I think that's a great call.
Yeah, he could easily go off. I think that's a great call.
He's shown elite ceiling at that position too, with some multiple. He has great touchdown equity, and like his depth of target was really good when he played too. Yeah, if Parker is out, could it be a BTJ week? It's like just hasn't been a BTJ season whatsoever, which worries me. Like Jacoby's been playing good, and like in that system, I've been like wanting that slot Godwin type, and that just feels like it's Myers that like really popped under Cohen last year. I know Mike had some games, but he was inconsistent. So, inconsistent with like also like young, inconsistent play. It's just hard to play BTJ, but still a decent ceiling. And Myers' ceiling isn't like super high. So
I think Myers was unmotivated on the Raiders, and he just didn't give them his best. Now that he's on a team that's competing, he's actually trying. So I think that definitely gives a boost. If Parker Washington's out, I think the bottom line is both these guys should just get a bump. And BTJ, he's been frustrating, but he still has a ceiling, and he was hurt first week back, only 3 targets. You could easily sell yourself the story that Parker Washington sits, he's a little healthier and gets 8 to 10 targets and a touchdown.
That's what I was going to say. He gets like that 8 target game, and if he starts to play well, then it just like, turns into maybe 10, 12. But
yeah, Jet says I'll probably be a week late to whenever BTJ breaks out. And I don't think that's a bad way to play it. Like if you're just over him, just like stand your ground and don't play him. But it's not like he's getting heavily drafted either, so he'll be low owned.
It's kind of an interesting game. Like both teams have like generally done when they've played well, they've like ran the ball well, which is like kind of makes it a slow game, which makes me feel like to play the more of the JT, ETN, Strange, Warren. That's also probably how everybody's thinking, and the wide receiver is going to be way less owned, and they're going to be cheaper. So finding a receiver out of that game could be like massive.
Yeah, would give Strange a bump too for sure. FK Cooler says I'd add Juwan to the list. 16 targets the last 2 games and presumed heavy pass script this week facing TB on the road. Yeah, it's a good shout for sure. Everyone was on Taysom last week, but that failed.
Yeah. Juwan's been good this season too. I mean, Taysom's just like not this coach's regime's thing. Juwan's been good early in the year. Shahid's gone. That's kind of, when Shahid started like to ascend in the offense more. And they're just always going to be behind. And Shook's been like serviceable. So
that's a really good shout. Yeah, that's a really quiet 9 targets. I don't think many people realize he had that many targets last week.
Feels like he's becoming the Chris Olave, like sneaky Saints play. There's always like that one through the year. It was like a little bit of Kamara, like a lot of Olave. That's like maybe. I mean, Juwan kind of had his early weeks, and so it was like Juwan, Olave, Shahid 1 week, and then like they all kind of had their moments. So it could be like kind of back to Juwan's turn.
I don't hate this combo in 12 mans. Maybe we'll do that 5th round, 6th round in one. What's up, Brian the Goober? Thanks for stopping by, man. We got your card shipped out. Apologize for the delays, but those will get there in the next couple days. Same with Go Easy cards. And congrats to both of you on the giveaway. And those should be there this week for sure.
You guys will have to tune in tomorrow for the giveaway.
Yep. And Jets dropped bomb. Says Taylor was 3rd in targets for Jets last week, and Miami's 3rd in fantasy points allowed to tight ends. Yeah, I mean, he's probably going to be 1%, 3% drafted at most. So if he could be that guy and get 15 points, that's going to be huge leverage for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I just hate. Well, I guess yeah. I mean, I'm a Jets fan. You're a Jets fan. I don't know. It's just so gross, especially the week after the Jets play well, and everyone's like back in on them. I feel like that's when they let you down the most.
Mm-hmm.
Like whenever the Jets are chalk, I guess they're not really chalk this week though. Like Brees isn't really. Let's look at the 12 mans. Where's Brees going? 16.
I think that's a good shout, though. I haven't looked too far into how Miami is versus the tight end, but that's always important at that position because it's such a it's so gross. You need to be matchup focused.
Yep. All right. Let's see. I haven't even really seen what's here. Goal line stand.
Yeah, I think it's 12 man. That's 15.
What was that last week? Fullback dive?
Isn't there a $10 one or a $5 one?
No, fullback dive 6 man. They had a $10 one last week.
Yeah. What's that cake now?
But that was only 4K up top. This one is 10K up top. Let's see. We need 2 more for a, what is this, a goal line stand?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we were looking at some pretty deep scrolls, so let's do a 12 man and then maybe a couple 6 mans.
And we got some DBQers in here, so let's show some 12 man love.
That, and we're finally playing a 12 man contest that isn't psychotic in terms of payouts. Like you can get, I think Nez said it best. He was like, you can actually just like have a good lineup and make some money. Like I think he had his like typical dog bowl result from this season. He got like a 10th place in the 12 man, but he got like, like $300-$400 for it off like $10. So,
Ooh,
so it looks like a good structure contest. Top 10 all gets 1,000. It's only 6,000 entries, so pretty small field, pretty similar to the dog bowl. But min cash is 2x. Got Patrick Barnes YouTube in here. Buster Boys, aka the CLV King, aka the Grinder, aka in every draft. Best Ball Viper, last year's Dog Bowl champion. Didn't qualify this year, but I think he's pretty set for the next decade.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got our boy Go Easy Cards at the 11 spot. Not a bad week to be at the 11 spot. I feel like it's pretty deep. So last week was gross. And then Fantasy Grinder, who will also be at the Dog Bowl, won the main BR, having a hell of a season. Haven't heard his name in a couple weeks, but I'm sure he's gonna show out hard at the Dog Bowl, and he might just be taking it easy. I know a lot of people have been doing that who have seats or just kind of relaxing for Kansas City. We got the 3 spot, so are we sold on these top 3 running backs as a tier, or do you like these wide receivers?
Yeah.
It's been the year of the running back, man.
I think we gotta go JT at 3.
Well, what happened? Okay, Bijan went 1, and
yeah, we go. We'll take the faller.
I'm not panicking on JT. back to back tough matchups.
Yeah.
I think he should be the 101, honestly.
Dimes is like less mobile. I think JT.
Okay, he is, yeah. So we got the 101, basically.
Let's go.
T-Law double stack week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially if we get some clarity on Parker Washington. I guess you could just click Parker Washington and swap. Maybe you can't swap to, the premier options, but you could just swap to someone else. And then this will be my first draft of the week. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess you're kind of on that train, and you're just kind of taking it easy till Friday. I don't see a huge reason to burn yourself out drafting a ton. I mean, it's definitely good to get some warm-ups, but
don't get your brain like too diversified. Get on your plays for your draft.
I don't know what the optimal strategy is, because I know some people do like max this contest to get warmed up. Any streams this week, Brian? Yes, sir. Doing some research today, tomorrow for the DVQ for you. Streaming tomorrow at 6:30 Eastern. Nice. Yeah. Definitely make sure we'll stop by for that.
For sure.
I did subscribe. Colts need to wait, hold on. Colts need to shit Ken the Warren tush push with JT right behind them. Oh, shit can the Warren tush push. Yeah. You got the best running back in the league right now. What are you doing? He'll be fine.
Yeah. They tried to run it this past week on like a 4th and short, and Warren like fumbled it and JT recovered it.
Go easy cards goes double running back, Bucky and Brees. I mean, Brees has been getting 90% plus of the snaps, and Miami's a good matchup, so there's no reason to really stop riding it until there's a reason to stop riding it. Josh going at 9.
Man.
Curious to see where Lamar goes.
Brees is pretty early for where he was going like a couple weeks ago.
No, he's been a staple in the second round in these 12-mans.
I don't know. You could get him in like some 3rd and 4th, dude.
Maybe that 1 week, but that was against like the Browns or something. I think I may max the BR for the first time ever this week. Won the tiny turkey, so house money. Talk me out of it. How much does it cost it's like $1,000, right? I haven't quite maxed the BR. I've done, I think my most is maybe like 80 to 100. We're about to be on the clock. Hold on.
I think if you're gonna go hard in those big contests, that's the move.
I'll get back to you on that in a second.
What do we like in here? I guess wide receiver or like Ken. It feels a little early for Ken. We could probably get Ken on the wrap if we want it. kind of a teardrop.
I think I like Buka or Olave. It's one of these two for me.
I feel like Buka blew up on New Orleans the first time, so maybe he's got like good memories. So we go like Buka.
Only had.
What do you think?
It's fine.
Yeah.
Snap takes Olave. Okay, so my answer to that is when you won the Tiny Turkey, which congratulations, by the way. Did you win the Tiny Turkey on a few entries, or did you do it on
The max?
On like high volume? Like I think that was like a $3 contest with a couple $1,000s to first place. So obviously you have the bankroll to do it right now, but
20 max.
If you are in, is it a 20 max or was it a 150 max?
I think it was a 20 max for the Tiny, but I could be wrong.
We'll let him answer, I guess. But yeah, I would say if you aren't traditionally a high volume drafter, don't max it. Just do what you've been doing. But if you did max out the Tiny Turkey and now you just have extra funds to max a bigger contest, then like by all means, I think that's a good idea. Gainwell at the 1-2 turn, best pick on the board. I don't hate it, honestly. You like Burrow, but the seam's rich.
Yeah.
You Kenneth Walker, you liked.
I also kind of like JJ.
So gross.
I say we go Ken. I'm kind of on the Ken breakout. I said that's been.
That's fine.
And I think it's a teardrop there a bit, maybe. I mean, maybe ETN and him are same, but
I don't mind ETN. Warren, we've said, has no ceiling.
I don't like Swift this week. Yeah.
I think Olave outprojects Ibuka this week. Godwin will continue to earn more targets as he continues to ramp up. Yeah, I agree. I think Olave will project better. I don't know. Home game, good matchup. It's kind of due.
I think Ibuka's like kind of hitting that point of like he's a bit of the focal of the defense, which maybe he's not like super alpha enough to overcome double teams and like too much focus. So there's that. Godwin doesn't fully scare me. I don't know. He just hasn't looked like himself to me. His numbers look okay last week, but he kind of like made that nice play. He had like a broken play, which happens, so it's hard to take it away from him. But I don't know. I'd be more on the bet that Egbuka breaks out than Godwin has a bigger game personally.
Yeah, I can't argue though. I think Olave will project better.
Evans is kind of a wrench in it.
I don't think he'll play. I think he just might like practice limited and then get rolled out. Slowly ramp him up. 20 max, I did 19. 249 BR in that case. Yeah. I've max Wildcat last 3 weeks. No major wins, but +2 of 3 weeks. Minor lost the others.
Actually,
so that's like 450 to max.
143 entries. That's for the same rate.
I did 20. One got tossed. That's tilting. Yeah. I would say, I mean, if you're already maxing the Wildcat, that means you have experience doing a high volume. It's just a higher buy-in, higher payouts. So sold 149 it is. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. But no, yeah, I wouldn't steer against it. The only way I would have steered against it is if you said you did like 3 entries and don't normally do a lot of volume, and then you just kind of not got lucky, but just like hit big, and that's like the easiest way to lose it, I guess. But if you put together a thoughtful portfolio, like I feel like the worst you can really do is lose 50%, unless it's just like a completely terrible week. But yeah, think like on average, like if Pete Overzet always maxes the BR, and I feel like his worst weeks, he gets like half his money back. So as long as you could stomach that outcome, obviously with the upside of winning a lot, then yeah, I think that's good. Oh shoot, yeah, going for the T-Law double, dedicating this to Bryant.
I was just gonna say, I see what you're doing over there. Easy.
We will make sure not to snipe you.
Or just kidding.
Baker already went, so there goes our single stack, but Burrow's gone. QB gone pretty early.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, ETN's just going now.
Dang, Genty went before Walker. Feels a little crazy.
Well, that guy also took Bijan 101, so.
Mm-hmm. True. And Terry 212. Nah, it doesn't seem crazy.
Yeah, I guess you got to send Brian a Venmo if you win. All right, we're on the clock.
On the click.
Michael Wilson, Debo, Pittman, Strange. We were talking about Strange.
Yeah, not a bad correlation with JT either.
Nope. I kind of like it.
I like that. That's a huge tier break too. Let's get Strange.
Yeah, let's do it. I doubt Go Easy Card's going for the triple stack. So,
dude, if the Olaves aren't mistaken in this lineup, we're gonna be so brutal. It's gonna be so brutal.
At least it's not the dog bowl. The difference will be just money and not a trip to Kansas City and a lot more money. What was our lineup that we? Oh yeah, we needed 24 points between 3 players. That just completely shat the bed. That week where we had Dak to Pickens and Gibbs.
Oh yeah. God.
Pierce went for 3. Following weeks has like 15.
Every other week he's double digits against a tougher defensive matchup potentially too.
Jet says, am I the only one who wants to know my roster for a draft that gets tossed? Yeah, I kind of have a system for doing that. Hold on, let us make this pick real quick.
Yeah.
Just need a wide receiver, a quarterback.
Ooh, I'm thinking 80 or Pierce here.
I don't want to go Pierce because that's just a little too much from that one game.
You want to do 80 like Tyrod?
That sounds disgusting. But I don't have enough time to argue against it. That's fine. He'll get targets.
Dude, don't hit on AD Mitchell's going to drop another 20p, bro. And it's going to be hilarious. Trust me.
Am I the only one who wants to know? Yeah, so I keep track of most of my rosters in Excel. And then if a draft gets tossed, I'll go through. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but I'll go through the rosters in Underdog and then highlight them in my Excel sheet and kind of just check them off. And then if there's one that doesn't match, then I know that one got canceled. And then I'll just remove it from my spreadsheet. I don't know if that makes sense, but Go Easy Cards says, you know what, QB stacks great with Strange. We definitely could have done that, but we didn't want to screw you over.
Yeah, we got JT on the other side too, so essentially if JT's getting home, T-Law might not be getting home as much. But I
prefer doing single stack and then a secondary mini.
Mm-hmm.
He is guaranteed T-Law because these two have a quarterback. Unless he pushes it to fantasy grinder. For sure, but certainly a pain. Yeah, they should in the email not just tell you what time the draft was, but show you the roster and the draft board. Like they should be like, this is the draft board. This is why we had to cancel it. This was your team. That's a good point. Someone should say something because that is frustrating. I had a sick team on Thanksgiving that didn't get canceled. That should have been. It was a Gibbs, CeeDee Lamb, Rashee Rice team, and Patrick Mahomes. But then they'll cancel like something that wasn't even that crazy. I don't want to go Tyrod. Do we have to go Tyrod?
Tyrod or Naked Caleb? Tyrod's got me feeling this way.
Go Izzy goes Waller. Made that shout before, so sticks to his word.
Wow. We just totally gave us Go Easy the Millie Maker. We gave him the Millie Maker.
That was his idea.
True. What are you thinking here? You're Mr. Jet, so I'm gonna give you a call on Tyrod, and I already made the AD call. So
I will say I saw Dave from ETR take AD Mitchell last week, and the only draft I did in the fullback dive, and in the back of my head I was like, AD Mitchell's definitely gonna have a good game.
Tyrod slings it deep. I don't think you want to count on a ton of dink and dunk efficiency because he's not that good. But you maybe catch on a guy who can catch 2 bombs, and when he does catch passes, it's 20 yards down the field. Yeah, let's do it. You want to do a BR next? I think that's
yeah. I want to see what the 6-mans look like.
Yeah.
Caleb in a tough matchup with 2 teams who love to run the ball. Feels like he doesn't have a ceiling this week. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin likes Caleb. I'm not really feeling it.
I feel it. I feel that. I like the playing the contrarian to that kind of play. I think Green Bay does get up. They come out strong, they control, which forces Caleb to have to throw a bit, and they can't quite lean on their run game is, I guess, what I'm betting on. And so Caleb's pass volume's a bit high, and maybe he scrambles a bit more. Because when the Bears can lean on the run, he's not scrambling if he's not dropping back a ton. So there's totally that risk for sure.
Wow, Patrick Barnes went Tua.
I mean, you did shout Darnold too, which I don't hate. Little weird correlation with Ken, but could get home.
Okay.
Did Jaden Q-Tag go? Yeah, I guess he went.
I was looking for it. That's what.
Yeah.
I swear that's what I was just going brain dead there for a second, looking for Jaden. I guess he went. Yeah. Don't love it, but if AD Mitchell gets home, it's hard for Tyrod not to have a decent game. So let's get in the 6-man. See what's good. Need 3 more for a battle royale. If anyone wants to hop in. We'll be doing another giveaway tomorrow night. We'll be live same time, 8:30 Eastern. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Appreciate you guys being here. Kevin made a great point at the beginning of the stream. If you're hopping in late, it's easy to get fatigued. He kind of noticed it on me a little bit, noticed it on himself a little bit. Just that it's not even mid-season fatigue. It's just like that late season fatigue. But he said it's time to lock in. This is the most exciting time of the year. You got Dog Bowl this week. You got Best Ball playoffs about to start. You got Friends and Family League playoffs about to start. This is like what we wait for. So this is like the worst time to get fatigued. I gotta snap out of it.
Mm-hmm.
This is the week. This is the week to ship the main BR.
I guess what kind of build do you want? Do we want to maybe like go for a T-Law build here? Since that's
As long
kind
as
of
Go
our...
Easy Cards doesn't take it, he's got the one spot.
Oh, he's in here. Dang it. Oh, he might take T-Law 1-1.
If he wasn't in here and this was just a standard 6-man draft, I have to imagine you could probably do something like T-Law, any Jags receiver, 5-6.
Yeah.
T-Law all the way. If you do get him here, we'll get him another time.
T-Law.
Okay, so it seems like there's a clear tier 1, 2, 3. We got pretty lucky to get JT at 3 in that 12-man. I'm not giving up on Jason. Is he your 104, or do you like someone else? Jamar?
Yeah, I could like Jamar a little bit over him in a better game. Like Buffalo could probably push that maybe, but Seattle's been a little weird.
I kind of changed my mind at the last second. I don't know what it's going to give us.
I think it's going to give us Jamar. I like Jamar there over JSN this week.
Jet Stops Bombs is in the draft, and he disagrees. He snap clicks JSN.
We gave him JSN because he's a good lad for tuning in. That's really what we were doing.
Ooh, the JSN Puka combo has not been very possible, and people are saying we're scared because one bad week.
That's true. Ooh, do we hit him with the Devontae or no, Trey?
I think it's Trey. Just from a, I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we got to go Trajan.
It's him or Jacobs for me.
Jacobs hasn't been that good. Finally had a big run against Detroit, but everybody's been running against Detroit.
Funny you say that. I was thinking I can take T-Law last pick. Yeah, it's gonna be hard with OSU Jets drops bombs. I mean,
yeah, we got a lot of T-Law stands in this 6-manner.
although I think I want Burrow.
Yeah.
Just based on what you were saying, I think that was a good breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
What's the total on that game? I guess that's one thing we didn't do.
Yeah. I was looking
Not the total on the game, sorry, the team totals. Buffalo 29, Cincy 23.5. So yeah, that game's 52.5.
How is that so? That's so spread. Ooh, Bucky.
23.5 still a good total.
I'm surprised Jacobs is over Bucky.
Man, Go Easy Cards goes Olave at 12. Maybe we screwed up on Igbuka.
Yeah, I think we did. Don't hate Henry.
Yeah, ADP value too. I think that's the play. He won't always be here at this pick.
Mm-hmm.
Just try to get unique here. And then Is Burrow going every time? QB4, yeah. 26-0 Seattle with no motivation. 26-0 Seattle with no motivation to throw. Big week coming for JSN. Yeah, it's been tough. They just haven't had the game scripts. It's as soon as they get pushed, though, he's gonna go for 40. Oof, I'll let Kevin answer that one.
What are your other options, Brian?
Should we just lock up Burrow here? Or do you really like Brees?
I think we could go Burrow.
Just lock up Burrow, yeah.
Yeah. Because I think we could get like Harvey and Kyron or something.
There's a lot of scrolls at both wide receiver and running back, so I'm good with it. When and do I start Lamar?
Yeah, what are the other options before we kill Lamar for good? Caleb, Tyrod, and Shook. As bad as the fantasy numbers seem, or as the real life numbers seem? Because the fantasy numbers are not good.
I'm not benching Lamar for any of those guys, personally.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm willing to die on the Caleb sword for Lamar in a potential like Lamar's so due week. But man, it's been bad. It's been bad.
We're on the clock. What do you like, Waddle, Christian Watson, JJ? You said you
I think
kind of
Waddle.
like.
I think we go Waddle or RJ.
I mean, Waddle was a second, third round pick last week. People are just panicking.
Yeah. Jets might take a RB, but the other guy doesn't need a RB, so we can try to push it.
I'm kind of indifferent at RB, so I don't really care.
I think Miami's been like better on D recently, but it's hard to play Tyrod over Lamar. I don't think I could play Shook over Lamar. I'm playing Caleb over Herbert this week. Herbert plays Philly Monday Night Football, which I'll probably regret, but but I'm doing it. I don't trust Herbert with that hand and his O-line. And he also might not play.
Yeah. Go easy, going for another
sneaky. Ooh.
Sneaky. Trevor double. Doing it a little different this time, though.
Jets got RJ. It's a nice one. I like that. I like Judkins,
thought about
too.
RJ. There's no Judkins available.
It's
probably ETN.
We've been on Cap. I feel like we're too.
You like Kyron? I don't know.
Yeah, I think you take Kyron.
Don't hate it.
Like a pretty safe 6th round pick. Here it comes. Watch this guy. Watch him snipe Tila. Oh man, that was hilarious. Ballard.
Yeah. So typically I don't get to these double stacks too often in the 6-mans, but if I do, I like doing it the way you did. I like how you switched it up, and instead of doing 2 receivers in the 6-man, you did the tight end, because Pete Overzet says it a lot. You just don't need that pure ceiling outcome from your tight end to get there. So even if Strange only gets you like 8 points, this can still, get home. So I like that a lot.
I like Jets drops bombs teams too. He's got we left him. We were kind streamers left him the nice JSN, Puka, Just out the absolute alpha wide receivers. Judkins in a great matchup against Tennessee. And then he's got the Stafford stack with Puka, Dalton, Q-Tag, which is a lovely pick, and RJ Harvey, which is another great pick. I love that team.
Yeah, some good running back value. Like the Kincaid shout from you earlier. Go easy cards. So Buko Olave, I'm 50-50, not a bad pick. Yeah, it's just interesting to see him go this much later in the 6-man. We'll see. I think that game's got a lot of potential on both sides. Could have easily been a 2 TD week from him last week. He's talking about Lamar real life.
Lamar real life. Yeah. Yeah, I guess what the Zay Flowers OPI callback, the likely fumble. So yeah, those are 2 TDs off the board for him for sure.
No, we weren't gonna take T-Law from you.
No, the guy before him could have taken him just if you wanted to be a Dallin. Could have spricked him. Yeah, he had QB left.
Let's see. I think he's thanking you for complimenting his squad, which is quite a nice squad.
For sure.
And then is Terry back? We'll ask the resident commanders.
Yeah, Terry. So Adam Levitan, ETR. What is he? President, CEO. He put out his expected fantasy points. Terry was first in expected points last week against the Broncos on 67% of the snaps with Marcus Mariota. So that's probably all you need to know. The potential is there for Terry all day, every day.
I have Mariota on a super flex team, and he's been so solid. Shout out to Herzig for that strategy. I was telling Kevin about this. Instead of taking a DJ Giddens or a Jarquez Hunter or a
Jalen Wright, Tank's. I mean, how many flop RBs, dude? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, just whatever. Like, you can name a bunch of wide receivers too. Whatever. His strategy was take backup quarterbacks with your last pick or two as your quarterback 3 or quarterback 4. That you wouldn't do it just any backup quarterback. Like, you wouldn't necessarily want to do it with. What's a good example of one you wouldn't want?
Didn't you like how Anthony Richardson and Dart were like already like pretty high owned? So sneaky play. Yeah.
So like a bad one was just like betting on the like Anthony Richardsons of the world, or I guess like Dylan Gabriel. Like, I guess he was like fine for a little bit, but those guys were getting drafted like almost 100% of the time, if not 40, 50. But a guy like Mariota is probably less than 10%. And if he ends up getting in, he has like rushing upside, stuff like that. I think Herzig even mentioned Mariota as someone we should draft, and that's why I got to him. And who else did I get to? Mac Jones. I had Mac Jones on a super flex team. And he's done now, but like he had to 5-6 good weeks of putting up 20s.
Yeah.
Like you're not getting week. It'd be so hard to get that from a Jarquez Hunter or something like that.
Yeah. And I mean, think about how many quarterbacks that's outperformed with, like, who are decent names. Like, J-Love, Darnold have been like on good teams and played, but.
Yeah. Nathan Peterman. Yeah. Like someone that has no upside as a backup, you wouldn't want to click, but if Mariota comes in, he can like rush for touchdowns. He can throw for a couple. For setter Mac Jones types. Yeah. I got to Mac Jones just because of what we saw him do with Brian Thomas last year. Didn't get to Brissett though. That would have been. I don't think anyone saw that coming in any capacity.
I guess the bad types of plays in those situations are guys that are like actually competing for the job in training camp, right? Because people are like, oh, like they're gonna over project on those guys to like win the job, take them, draft them at a higher percentage than what they should on the field compared to other quarterbacks that you'd rather take that are going to be way less owned and give you an advantage on the field.
Yeah, you don't want it to be because of a competition. You want it to be, oh, that guy got hurt. And you're not rooting for injury, but if that injury or something happens, then all of a sudden you have a
massive edge.
You have a super flex going for 20 points a week in the last round. So just something to remember for next year. Yeah. And just a reminder, we'll be live again tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We're going to do one more draft here, and then we're going to wrap it up. But make sure to come back for that stream. We're going to do another giveaway. And we won't do another preview position by position. We'll probably just jump right into drafts. But that'll be pretty much the plan wrapping up the season. Maybe we'll do like some playoff best ball, but I don't really see a point until the dailies are kind of done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a little too early anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, people are just always like yearning for that like early, or what's the close value? What's the term? I can't think of it right now. Like they want ADP arbitrage. Right. They want to get guys early that they think
Yeah. People were like going in on the Lions. Now they might not even make the playoffs. And Speak the Devil, Jets drops bomb, says, you guys do any of the way too early? Thoughts on 2-team builds? ETR has a column up. Speaking of Herzig, who gave me that great alpha on the Superflex, he has a column up on playoff best ball. And I want to like deep dive that. Because I feel like I just didn't draft great teams last year, and I really want to learn the strategy better before I go in. But from what I understand, you just want guys on both sides come Super Bowl. You want to like be able to fill a full roster. Obviously, you can only have one quarterback score, so I don't think you're killed if you don't have a quarterback on both sides. But ideally, you could fill running back, wide receiver, flex, or whatever it is. So I'm gonna read that article, kind of brush up on the optimal strategy, and then try to get some volume in. I think the Chargers are underdrafted in that relative to their chances of being a competitive playoff team. Shoot, that's my bad. I didn't even really announce how many we had left. Wait, what happened?
JSN or Cook.
Wasn't James Cook in the top 3 before, ADP wise, or am I making that up?
I thought he was, but maybe that was 12 mans. This is 6s.
Okay. Need to end the stream with a Marshawn ball grab TD jump. I remember that live versus my cards.
Dude, there's so many good moments. The Saints run and in that like first round playoff game. Marshawn's a dog. He's such a beast. I used to have a fat head. I used to have a fat head, but I don't quite have all my old stuff.
Bijan? Or do you not like the matchup?
I don't hate McBride over Bijan, to be honest with you.
Don't have to tell me. I mean,
I feel like Bijan's just. I feel like that game just worries me. Just worry how competitive Atlanta can be against Seattle.
It's fine. Yeah, I miss Marshawn, man. He was a national treasure.
Yeah, he really is.
He's 4 in the 6 team. Yeah. Yeah. It kind of trips me out when I go from one lobby to the other.
Yeah.
I need to wrap up this data, but this is just some alpha from the Dog Bowl. We're going to continue to update through next season, and we're going to do some other analysis like this. and just kind of like figure out some other ways to provide value, especially if we end up having like membership streams down the line and stuff like that. So pretty interesting. I didn't get the last week of data. Let me just make sure we're not on the clock. The last week of data on here, but over 12 weeks, or this is 11 weeks of data, just 1-2-2-1 was super dominant. You could go QB stack or naked. It was pretty split in favor of QB stack. Single stack was dominant, but double stack also got home. No one ever got home with triple stack. QB plus wide receiver single stack was pretty dominant as far as QB stacking goes. And then it was kind of like spread out from there. And then just not bringing anything back on your QB stack or naked was, 75, 76% of the time. So small sample, only 11 weeks. It'll be interesting. We plan to do this stream for a long time. Plan to continue to update those stats for a long time. So after like 5 years of dog bowls, it'll be pretty interesting to see how those stats shake out over time. Bijan only when he falls if you're doing value, in my opinion. Doing volume, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't want to completely fade him, but I think he will fall. And that's when I'd be willing to take him.
It's just like there's like some good RB options. I mean, even Bucky right behind him, Josh, Henry, Judkins, Hall. It's just, and it's like what Bijan maybe has. I mean, how many points are they going to score? He's not scoring touchdowns. I mean, I don't know how many yards they're going to get. So sometimes it's just like seems like a tough bet.
Sign me up. ADP 11. I mean,
I love Josh, but it feels hard to fade him here.
This is a 2-touchdown game.
Yeah.
Really good matchups. I mean, Rams are tough, but I don't really worry about tight end matchups as much. Sweet matchups for the running backs. Both home. Al Zeidenfeld used to call that 5-box running backs. It's like home favorites. High volume, like 20 carries a game. There was like 5 categories that he would check off, but I think these guys would qualify. Ibuka, Lamar, Brees. We can't take another running back. Probably Ibuka.
Yeah, I guess so.
I know we did in a 12-man, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, we'll get it. Big books. Damn, look at all those RBs that just went after Jacobs. I think we had to take the wide receiver after all that.
Should do the same stats for goal line stands. Yeah, you'd probably be able to get an even bigger sample doing that. So I guess
it should be similar.
Yeah, it should be similar. But yeah, I plan to keep up with that. Just it really helped, honestly. I just really leaned into, like, once I gained a bigger sample of what's been working, I started doing a lot of QB single stack to a wide receiver, and then no bring back, and a secondary mini correlation. And that once I started doing that, then I started seeing more top 1% finishes. And as Crutches says, I think that's like the name of the game. Just trying to get as many top 1% finishes as you can, and then just bubble to the top when things go your way.
Yeah, need that little luck.
He sent me some stats on the top 1% finishes, and it was really interesting. Like Nez had a lot of top 1%, Crutches, Buster Boys. I don't mind naked Lamar at this price. What do you think? I don't love any of these receivers enough to like pass on it. Let's just do it. He's got 30-point upside still.
We can probably get whatever wide receiver we want back here anyway.
Could even stack up Zay, but traditionally I don't like doing that.
I actually don't hate that call. I feel like he's not going to be as drafted. Clearly.
No, he'll be like 20%.
Yeah, I like that call. Let's play Zay. If we're counting on Lamar to like blow up, then Zay's got to catch like something.
All home matchups.
Like that.
I mean, I love this team. I just don't know if they love me. You know, I don't know if they like. I don't know if we're winning. What is it, 30 G's?
Oh man! Oh man! Good.
After what Cook did to Pitt and criticism of Baltimore for not running, seems like a Henry smash week. Yeah, I mean, he's been crushing it, and it's officially December. So
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd like to play Henry more than the Lamar Zay, but
yeah. At this price, though, like this is the cheapest you're ever gonna get Lamar Jackson. So
yeah,
might as well.
True that.
You can also take the finishing ADP, use the fantasy scores, then draft the optimal for each position. Look at how that would come out. Also take the finishing ADP, use take the finishing ADP.
Yeah,
I'm trying to wrap my head around.
Yeah, well,
I did do
some simpler terms. Go easy.
I did do some kind of ADP analysis here with Chad Mashke. This will be another thing we'll provide down the road once we figure out some more value adds for this channel. But this was an analysis I did with Chad Mashke where we tried to figure out where running backs were being drafted, depending on if it was a 1-2-2-1 or a 1-1-3-1. And pretty much the overwhelming majority of the running backs, we didn't really get a good sample because 1-1-3-1 really just didn't get home. And when it did, it was like an anomaly. Like Rico Dowdle picked 72 the week where he steamed up to the second round. But just in general for these 1-2-2-1 builds, it's like so many of them were coming from the first two rounds. It was like so hard to get there, punting RB to round 5 or 6. It was really just like a win with Alvin Kamara, which like skewed the stats a little bit with round 4 running back, but he won those weeks in spite of Alvin Kamara. So
yeah. That was the one piece that like didn't perform,
but yeah, so 68% of the running backs came from the first 2 rounds. This is another one that will probably look a lot better with more data. Like if you like put in like significant numbers, but stay tuned for more updates on that. Appreciate you guys hanging out tonight. We got another one here. Is Buckner back this week for the Colts? That's a good question. That should affect T-Law pretty significantly. So we'll check into that more tomorrow night. We'll be back 8:30 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night. If you guys can, we'd appreciate it if you could like the stream. It really helps us. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure to do that as well so you know when we go live. But yeah, make sure to come back tomorrow night for more drafts. And we'll be doing a giveaway, so don't miss that. Appreciate you, Go Easy Cards. Brian the Goober, thanks, man. We'll definitely stop by. You said 6:30 Eastern for your stream tomorrow. Everyone in the chat, make sure you check that out. Let me get a link.
Yeah, plug the stream. But let's get this money in week 14, fellas. It's our time. Although Jets dropped bombs, took down the tiny turkey. So it was his time last week. Now he's going max VR this week, and it's going to be his time again.
Yup. Just pulling up. YouTube real quick. We'll get that link dropped. Their channel is G for Gumby. And they will be live tomorrow at 6:30 Eastern. Fun times. Thanks. Yeah, Jets, Drops, Bombs. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you chatting, for giving some takes, for drafting with us. It was a good time, man. Appreciate you. Stay high. Yeah, hopefully we can all stay hot, win some big money this week. And then I just dropped the G for Gumby stream Underdog in the chat. Make sure you subscribe to them. Make sure you check out their stream tomorrow night at 6:30 Eastern. Appreciate you all hanging out, and we will see you tomorrow night.
Peace.